Ladies and gents, by the end of this video, you're not only going to learn exactly how to start a paid community as a growth operator, you're also going to learn how to do that without spending a single dollar, single euro, peso, or shingle. One of the most commonly asked questions that I get about this business model is, can I do this without spending any money up front? The answer is absolutely. I've been in the exact same position before where I was looking for an online business to start that required legitimately no money up front to start. So many people would claim that their business model would do that, but there would always be hidden costs and fees associated with it. Well, in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to start growth operating, exactly what you need to start outreaching to creators, exactly what you need to start getting paid, and exactly what you need to build and operate a paid community. First, let's talk about what you need to start growth operating. A lot of people stress that when they start, they have to register their business, file, and pay thousands and thousands of dollars in fees, which isn't the case at all. Now, obviously, laws and regulations vary from state to state and country to country, and this is not any form of legal or tax advice whatsoever, but what I could do for you today is just share my story of how I got started. When I got started, I did not open an LLC right away. I actually started off as a sole proprietor. This is basically just someone that owns a business by themselves. Most people, when getting started in most forms of online business, just start off as a sole proprietor. For example, all digital freelancers are sole proprietors. These sole proprietorships are the easiest and least expensive form of online business to start. All you have to do is just search up how to register for a sole proprietor in whatever location you're in. And with this, you don't need to register your business legally. You just need to choose a name. I started off as a sole proprietor until me and my business partner were making around $5K a month or so from our business, and then we decided to open up an LLC in July of 2021. This is a limited liability company, and it's just a business structure that helps you avoid liability and risk. Basically, it separates you from the business and it removes the owner of personal responsibilities, debts, and liabilities. Most states have some type of fee to open up and register an LLC, which is why I wouldn't really worry about that until you're in a position like we were, where you're already making a couple $1,000s per month. As a sole proprietor, you only have to pay taxes on your profit. I would just use the Google Sheet to track your income from the business and your expenses so that you can see your profit each month, and then just use a calculator that you can find on Google to figure out what your estimated tax will be, and then just put that aside every single month. So next, let's talk about your website. Just kidding, because you actually don't need one as a growth operator. Honestly, in the current day and age that we live in, fancy websites are completely useless, and your social media will act as a website. So for this, you're just going to be using Instagram. Honestly, you do not need to make a completely separate Instagram. I assume most people have Instagram already. Personally, I regret creating a completely separate Instagram to start posting content on, and I wish I just used the same Instagram that I've always been using since I started getting on Instagram. Now, the reason you need an Instagram profile is because you're going to be doing outreach on Instagram to land your first client. It's not necessary that you start posting content or anything like that. You just need to show your face, look like a real human, so that whenever you're doing outreach and creators look at your profile, they actually see that there's a real person here. Have a profile picture with your face in it, and then have a bio that explains you're a growth operator and explains what you do. You can use igfonts.io to add a nice font to your Instagram to make it look a little bit more professional. I would highly recommend to stay away from using anything crazy. Just use a nice simple font like the one in my bio. If you want to throw up nice testimonials from clients on your IG story highlights or something like that, maybe even a post where you post like a testimonial, you can use Canva to have nice graphics. It's completely free. You don't need to be posting content or making TikToks and Reels on your account, but you also can't be an absolute ghost. One thing that a lot of people don't realize in this business is that you're actually working with people. It's you and a creator that you're going to partner with. When you're doing outreach, the creator will take a look at your profile, and so you want to have your profile as credible as can be and as professional looking as can be. Now that we have this set up, it is time for you to go ahead and set up a way for you to get paid, because at the end of the day, you're going to be reaching out to creators. Whenever you close them, you could be getting paid a setup fee up front, or it could just be the revenue share that you're going to set up with them, where you take the profit from the paid community and split that in half. Like I've mentioned before, it's not necessary to take a setup fee from a creator like when you first start partnering with them, but it would be very nice, and I've seen a lot of my students take like $1,000, $2,000, or even $3,000 up front, and then an additional 50% of all the profit that the paid community brings in. To get paid, there's two main ways that I would recommend. First up is Stripe. Now, I've personally used Stripe. It's very simple, very streamlined. Stripe doesn't have an upfront fee, but they do take 3% of the payments that were processed through the processor. The 3% is absolutely worth it based off of all the features that they have and how simple and streamlined it is. At the end of the day, you don't even have to pay that until you actually make money. There's no upfront cost with it at all. You're able to get paid through debit or credit, and you're also able to set up auto billing. It's super simple and very streamlined for collecting payments. You can set up a Stripe account as an individual or a sole proprietor, so it's not necessary for you to have a registered business to do this. The other form of payment that you can use is just using PayPal. You can get the creator to PayPal you if you want to collect a setup fee, and then at the end of the month, whenever you're running the paid community and splitting the profits, you could just get the creator to pay you through PayPal. Now you pretty much have everything you need set up, and it's time for you to actually get your first client and get paid. To do this, you need to reach out to creators to book and take calls with them to sell them on partnering. For outreach, you could simply use Instagram DMs, and you can also use email. You can start off sending emails from a personal email account, and then it would be recommended to go ahead and switch to using a business email account with a business domain so that you look a little bit more professional when doing outreach. To do this, the personal email account is free, and then if you wanted to open up a business account, I believe it is $12 up front and then $6 a month with Google domain. But like I said, I wouldn't really worry about this at first because using a personal email account is just fine. Now, when doing outreach, you can use Loom to increase the quality of your outreach. It's a free screen recording software that you can use when doing outreach to send videos to creators, pitching them on the Growthoperating service. Next, you need a way to book and take calls with the creator. Now, to schedule meetings, I use Calendly for absolutely everything in my business. It's free and you're able to easily integrate it with Zoom, which is what you should actually use to take calls. And I also use Zoom for literally everything in my business. Sales calls, team meetings, and even group calls within my paid community creator accelerator. So now that you have everything that you need to actually get started, start doing outreach, land your first client, and get paid, it's time to actually build the paid community and deliver the service. For this, I highly recommend School. To be completely transparent, School does cost money, and I'm not in any shape or form affiliated with them. I simply have just used all the community platforms out there, and I found that School is the best and the most simple. Now, it is $99 per month, but there is a 2-week free trial. How I would personally go about this if I was getting started again with no money up front is, first of all, I would try to collect an upfront fee from the creator to cover the payment for School. And if not, then I would just abuse the 2-week free trial. First of all, because you don't even need to build a community until you've landed a creator client. And then if you do land a creator client and you are building the community, you're in a position where you're ready to start selling it. It'll literally take you like a day to build it out. And then once it's built out, you can start selling it. And you can use the payments you collect from selling the community to the creator's audience to cover the cost of School. Now, I actually do have a full step-by-step video explaining how to build and launch a School community. So I would go ahead and check that out after this video. Now, a completely free option to go ahead and build and launch a paid community would be using Discord for the community and then using WAP for the payment. And like I said, this way is completely free. I am a massive fan of School though, and I would highly recommend using School because it is honestly the best community platform out there. So I would recommend just trying to get a setup fee from the creator that will cover the $99 per month subscription, or just using the free trial. And if you don't collect any payments within the first 2 weeks of using the free trial, just go ahead and copy and paste the School and run another free trial until you get paid and you're able to cover that cost. Now, both School and WAP do integrate with Stripe. All the money will be paid out into a single Stripe account, and then from there you can split the money with the creator using Stripe or PayPal or just a bank transfer. So now you've done everything to become a growth operator, outreach to clients, get paid, and actually build the community and fulfill on the service that you're promising. Let's recap and take a look at the cost associated with this. So let's say you start off as a sole proprietor, use Instagram as your website, and use Loom for outreach on Instagram and emails, get paid through Stripe, and use the School free trial, or get the creator to pay for the School, or run your community through Discord and WAP. The grand total for this is absolutely nothing. But let's say you're looking to spend money and invest in the best tiers for all the software you need to get started. Registering is free, plus whatever state tax might be associated with that. Let's say you use the standard Calendly plan, Loom, Zoom, you pay for your business Gmail, and you run a School. You're able to get started with all of this for less than $150, and that's if you decide to ball out. That's the amazing thing about growth operating. Your expenses are super low and your profit is really, really high running a paid community. Most of these business models when I was 15, 16, 17, I couldn't have started. I didn't have the multiple thousands of dollars required to invest into the startup of the business. But I mean, if I was able to do this in high school with $9 to my name, so can you. Now, I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on this video, and I would also highly recommend adding this to your watch later list so that you can refer back to this at any time if needed. Don't forget that every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I hold a free live class where I explain exactly how to find your first client, how to close them. I give you the scripts and everything needed, and how to actually launch and build a paid community with them. Go ahead and register for that class. Like I said, it's every Wednesday, and the link will be in the description. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.